Slipped.
What's up? Welcome back to the Triple Cross podcast. We're ready to talk NBA playoffs. It's officially playoff season. Well, it's play-in season, but close enough. We're going to talk about some of the play-in games. We're going to talk about the Timberwolves having fights on the bench. We're going to do all that right after this.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Okay, we got Kyle Anderson and Rudy Gobert getting into a little kerfuffle on the bench. I'm going to tell you what I think Kyle Anderson said here. I think he said he can't just lay it up like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get back and block a shot, you big old bish. You a bish. And then Rudy didn't really like being called a bish, though I do think he called him something not bish. Best part is Kat and Anthony Edwards' reactions. So, punch. Hey! What's going on around here? Hey! Okay, so we got people fighting on the Timberwolves bench. That was what transpired. T-Wolves in shambles, and then they roll to LA. Who's in LA, right?
Yeah,
I'm not a crazy person.
Yeah.
They roll to LA and get up by what, 20? Something like that?
almost like 15.
Get up by 15. And then the shambles T-Wolves managed to not score for 6 straight minutes. Half of the fourth quarter. They managed to not score for half the fourth quarter and lose to the Lakers in overtime. Okay, Jared, you're the Lakers fan here. I got to ask, are you, as a Lakers fan, are you happy about this? Are you yeah, let's go, let's go? Or are you that was pretty bad, dude.
Yeah.
That was the Lakers were not good.
To be honest, as a Lakers fan, I'm scared. It scared me crapless. A win's a win, and especially in a play-in, it's a hostile environment, and so I'll take a win. But A, LeBron's turnovers, B, AD's IQ at the end to go for that. There's so many plays I could just go on and on that make me scared. But I'll take the win. I'll take the Grizzlies. I almost had a heart attack and I almost lost my voice, and we took the dub. So I'm happy, but not really. It's alarming.
Mason, just so everybody knows, we've got Carter and Mason here with us from the Winners Work Pod and NBA District on Instagram. And then Mason, yours is NBA Real Quotes on Instagram.
Real.NBA quotes.
Real.NBA.quotes or real.NBA quotes. I just learned it a minute ago. I'm sorry. I blew it.
No
we got
worries.
Carter and Mason here with us. Mason, if you're the Grizzlies, what are you thinking right now watching that T-Wolves Lakers game?
I definitely think the Lakers look beatable, but at the end of the day, I know that they have the greatest basketball player to ever touch the floor on that team.
Facts.
And I'm not going to go in messing around.
For you.
And I'm not going to go in messing around. I'm going to take this series serious. There's a rivalry brewing already with Dylan Brooks and his antics. I expect the Grizzlies to win, but if I am the Grizzlies, I know that we are not unbeatable. We're a young team. We get in stretches where we struggle to score a little bit. So, in my opinion, they need to come out firing, even if the Lakers did look weaker against the Timberwolves.
All right, we're going to talk more Lakers T-Wolves. We're going to break it down a little bit more. We're going to talk about the other matchups as well. First, got to shout out the sponsors. I forget it on the regular, pretty regular occurrence for me to forget the sponsors. So I'm going to shout them out. I'm going to get it done. Today's show is brought to you by Perk Pants, Perk Chinos, Perk Clothing, perkclothing.com, or link in the description. Buy 2 pairs of chinos, and I think you get the third one 50% off or something like that. Fellas, if you want a pair of pants that, gives you the space you need up front, right? It's all about spacing in the front. You got to have the spacing right. You don't want it too tight. You don't want it all mashed around the paint. You don't want it too spread out. You got to have the spacing right. It gives you the spacing you need up front, and it gives you, does a little bit of lifting and cupping in the back, which, is Jared's specialty. Hit the link in the description. Perk Chinos, I think it's buy 3, get like $90 off. Today's show is also brought to you by our giveaway. I think there is still time to win. Actually, there's a new giveaway. Sorry. Keep forgetting this. All right. So there's a new giveaway during the playoffs, at least for the first round. So at least for the first round. And then if people like it, I'm going to keep it going. I'm doing a weekly jersey giveaway. So an NBA player jersey every single week. You got to pick someone who's still in the playoffs, though. That's the wrinkle. So when your Lakers lose in the first round, you can't get your LeBron jersey anymore. You got to pick someone who's still in the playoffs, but we're doing a weekly jersey giveaway. Link in the description of the YouTube video for that. And today you may be here because we just said, hey, we had a jersey giveaway. We just had a player jersey giveaway that we're about to announce the winner of. And that is true. We will be announcing the winner of that. But before we get to that, we're going to give away some NBA Shop gift cards. The way that works is on YouTube, every 10 likes on the YouTube video, we give away an NBA Shop gift card. So like the video, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, and then you got to hop in the chat. Otherwise, if you don't hop in the chat, then we don't know you're here. And we're not about to give gift cards to people who aren't here because that's not fun. So you got to chat. If you're on IG, chat something, like pound the likes on the IG live, just because that's fun. You can do it more than once. Right. Pound the likes on the IG live and chat into the IG live too. I think we're also taking entries from IG. I'm just, talking from the hip at this point. Okay, there's all the things. There's all the housekeeping things. Carter, you haven't spoken yet. How's it going, my guy?
I have not. I'm doing good. I've been trying to stay muted in case my IG live is going a little too loud, but doing good.
Carter, thoughts on the Grizzlies-Lakers series? Who you got?
I think I'm going to stick Lakers, although the play-in game didn't.
You're going to stick Lakers?
Yeah. Although the play-in
game
hurt
that was what you meant to say. Okay.
The play-in game did hurt my confidence, though, but I think the Grizzlies still down Steven Adams. If the Lakers can, I hope the Lakers' internal takeaway wasn't we won the game, so everything was good. It was that was a rough game. They won, thank God, but that was a rough game, and they're going to have to clean some things up before they head into that Memphis series. But I think they should still have the better roster, at least with Memphis down Steven Adams.
So you got Lakers in how many?
I'll say 7.
Lakers in 7.
I'll say it goes 7.
Okay, so I could see that. I think if the series draws out, maybe the Lakers have a little bit better chance of winning. Maybe that playoff experience will pay off for them. But that's only if the Grizzlies don't finish it quick. I mean, I think the Grizzlies could straight freaking Mike Tyson this thing and just knock them out in the first. Yeah. Mason, you got Grizzlies.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Grizzlies in 6. If it goes to a game 7, I'm not betting against LeBron James. So I'm going to say the Grizzlies wrap this up a little bit early, but both teams have their struggles. We saw the Lakers have some just brain farts really down the end of the stretch of that game. And then as far as the Grizzlies, we've known that they've kind of struggled in the West ever since John Morant said he wasn't worried about the West. And we know everything else they've been through. So I think that really both teams have a shot to win this, but I'm going to go Grizzlies in 6.
At the end of the day, I think the Grizzlies are kind of the better basketball team, but the Lakers are but if they could put it together. Jared, just tell me, who do you have, I guess? I almost want to skip you because I know that you have the Lakers.
Objectively, I have the Lakers. and here's why. I know, and Miguel, where you at? Hopefully you're on this. I know you're a Lakers fan. I am too. But here's the thing. I think both teams have a lot of weaknesses, like Mason said. But at the end of the day, Steven Adams is out, and I think AD can – obviously you have Jaren Jackson, but you can get him in early foul trouble, and I think they can exploit them. We know that the Grizzlies do not have a good half-court offense, and frankly, the Lakers are not going to shoot as bad, I don't think, as they did last night. They might have one game that they drop, but usually the Lakers are going to shoot much better than that. And, as Mason said, they got the greatest player of all time on their team, and AD right now, when healthy – he's playing like a top 5 player in the league. And so assuming him and LeBron are both healthy and the shooters are playing well, yeah, Lakers in 6.
As much as I
maybe
hate
7.
Maybe 7.
We'll say 6.
As much as I hate to say this, I actually do have the Lakers in this series. I know I'm going to try and put my reputation as an NBA analyst. I know everybody here respects me and regards me highly. It's an NBA analyst. No, but objectively, hey, the Lakers are going to get the calls, right? Like the big market teams are going to get the calls. And if it's pretty sixes, which it kind of is, like if everybody on the Lakers is healthy and they don't play like that, I'm going to assume they played poorly against the Timberwolves. And like that's not who they really are. Then, yeah, I think it kind of goes their way. And I think the missing Steven Adams, I mean, you miss a lot of glass cleaning. You miss a lot of rebounds. You miss a lot of defense. It really opens things up for like some of the bigger players that the Lakers have. So, yeah, but this is all also assuming that like Anthony Davis isn't hurt. Like he kind of took a spill over Rui Hachimura, or was it over Rui? He like kind of took a spill last night against the T-Wolves that like kind of looked pretty bad on his shoulder. So assuming he's not hurt, assuming they're all healthy. But if they're not, like if even one of their main, like if either of those main two guys, LeBron or Anthony Davis, doesn't play the whole series, then I got the Grizzlies because I know all their dudes are going to play the whole series. Like I don't know, maybe Anthony Davis, he just seems like a guy who hasn't played hurt in like 3 years. You know what I mean? Or maybe he's just always playing hurt. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like he always is, but
okay. All right.
I don't know.
I mean, Triple J, Jaren Jackson, and John, they're going to play. Like that series goes 7 games. They're going to play all 7. Anthony Davis, I don't have as much confidence in that.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, Casey, I don't know where we're at on likes on the video. Okay, so as of right now, there are like 28 likes on this video. That means we owe you 2 NBA Shop gift cards. And if you give us 2 more likes on the video, then it's 3 NBA Shop gift cards. It looks like I'm looking at our private chat here from our backstage producer. He is not ready. We do a little wheel spin. So he's not ready with the wheel. So we're not going to talk about it quite yet. So let's talk about this then. Cat Towns. Hot performance, cold performance. Jared.
Hot performance.
Carter.
It was I said it was both. It was hot in the first half, and then it kind of simmered down for the rest of the game there.
Mason, hot performance, cold performance.
I hate to backpack off Carter, but first half he looked like the greatest center in the league, and second half he did not look remotely good. So I guess I'll go hot because he gave a great half of basketball, but you can't go that negative in the second half with that big of a lead.
I can only describe what I saw as the most Karl-Anthony Towns things I've ever seen. Like, right. Goes off, shows you everything he can do. You know what I mean? Right. He can shoot, he can pass, he can rebound, he can score inside, he can do all of it. He can also get himself in foul trouble and then go an entire fourth quarter where not only does he not score, but he won't even take the ball. Like that dude had Dennis Schroeder matched up on him in the post, and he wouldn't even call for the ball. He's like, nah, I mean, he's got his elbow in my back. What am I supposed to do about that? I don't know. Guy's too tough to beat in the post. Like I honestly, I think Karl-Anthony Towns, it was a perfect Karl-Anthony Towns performance where it's like, was it hot or was it cold? I guess statistically it was hot, but it was a perfect example of how he's just like not that guy that you build organization around, in my opinion. Like he's a really good basketball player who doesn't have that like winning blood. You know what I'm saying?
He is the self-proclaimed greatest big man shooter of all time, though. So in his world, I mean,
really, there might be 2 better ones in the league currently.
Oh, for sure.
In Jokic and
in Jokic.
Okay, Matt, how we doing? Let me know in the chat how we're doing. So I don't know if Matt's ready to do a spin for an NBA Shop gift card yet, but let's talk about this since he's not. Heat Hawks. Shifting gears to your guys' Eastern Conference. I'll let y'all have the floor first. Mason, Heat Hawks. Tell me what you saw.
I picked the Hawks to win pregame. Everybody was big in on the Heat. I was not. I was in on the Hawks. I think that even though they've struggled severely this year, I think that they're better than the record and the stat shows. Did I expect them to go up by like 15 in the first quarter? No, but I wasn't all that surprised to see them win. And Carter can vouch for me because I dropped a comment on his post where everybody picked the Heat, and I was the only one repping Hawks down there. So I don't know. I think Trae Young's an incredible player. I think they're going to get destroyed by the Celtics, but to me, they demonstrated that they were the better team.
Carter?
Yeah, I mean,
you're muted. Don't forget to unmute, guy.
I'm not muted this time. I had Miami pregame, as did 11 of the 12 people on the collab series I did for the play-in predictions. And I mean, I expected it to kind of be like the playoff series when they last met, where Trae kind of couldn't get anything going, and Jimmy was really good, but Jimmy was really bad, and Bam was really bad. So I mean, when that happens, and Kyle Lowry's your only guy creating anything, you're not going to win a basketball game.
I think, yeah. I mean, were you thinking Heat beforehand too, Jared?
For sure. Because, I mean, Bam Adebayo is supposed to be, I would have never thought Clint Capella would have outplayed him first off.
Yeah.
And really, Lowry was the only consistent guy. I was surprised. They just didn't want it like as much as the Hawks. The Hawks hustled.
Lowry looked like, number one, I love it when Kyle Lowry has a good game because I love Kyle Lowry.
Turn back the clock.
The Heat are so cold on him, and Heat fans are so cold on Kyle Lowry. And I'm like, I just love this guy. I mean, I wish we could get him for cheaper, but I'd be like, let's get him in Utah just for funsies, just because I like him. But not at the price that we would have to pay. So here's the thing. If you look at the stat line on this, which is what I'm doing right now, both made 16 free throws, both made 10. I mean, both shot pretty horribly from the 3-point line, 10 of 41 for the Hawks, 11 of 34 for the Heat. Both were kind of similar field goal percentage. Hawks were a little bit better. End of the day, this thing came down to like boards. Like the freaking Hawks got their squeegees and their paper towels and their spray bottles and just went out there and cleaned some freaking glass, man.
Right.
And like they out rebounded the Heat. I did not realize this. They out rebounded the Heat 63-39, and then they had 22 offensive rebounds.
Wow.
Capella had 13 of them.
22. So as a player, I get this, and I get why the Heat look so deflated, because I think most of us played here. Like when you're playing a team that just keeps getting offense, it's so discouraging when they're getting offensive boards, because you're like, let's get something going, let's get a stop, and then you finally get that stop and they get the board and they just put it back, and you're like, yo, all that work on that defensive possession, it didn't even matter. And then like, I don't know. I think you sort of spiral sometimes. So Kyle Lowry looked like he still cared about the outcome of the game, but I think we all thought we would see playoff Jimmy Butler, and we just didn't see him. So, which leads me to my next question. I don't know if any of you guys currently have a beat on the Raptors Bulls game. But what do you, I'm assuming Raptors Bulls, I don't know if it matters. Do y'all think the Heat are going to take them down?
Oh,
do you think the Heat are going to get the 8 seed?
I think it'll be a game between Miami and them. I thought you were saying it didn't matter because Milwaukee's going to stop whoever they play in 4 games. So in the end of things,
it also doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I think in a single game, Toronto or Chicago could win a game against Miami for sure. Yeah.
So here's what I think. I actually think if Toronto or Chicago gets out of and grabs that 8 seed, then Milwaukee's going to take them down in like 4. But I think if Miami gets the 8 seed, then it might take like 6 for Milwaukee. Like then we might get a little bit of playoff Jimmy buckets, and he might just single-handedly win a game or 2. Mason, thoughts?
My problem with the Heat right now is you read off all those stats, and outside of the rebounds, both teams were inefficient from 3. Both teams were inefficient from the field. That game and playing that way should favor the Heat based on the personnel they have. So the fact that happened and you guys still lost is a big red flag to me. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I also don't really care. I think it's Milwaukee in 4 against anyone, even playoff Jimmy. Because I don't know. It's hard for me to say that, I'm scared of playoff Jimmy after he got outperformed by Clint Chamberlain last night. So
I mean, Clint Chamberlain is the 58th pick in the draft. But yeah, no, I hear you. It's I think over the course of a 7-game series, he's going to catch fire at some point. That's all I mean.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So 5 maybe takes 5-6 games for the Bucks because one of those nights he does happen to catch fire. Whereas in any single game, he can just be cold. But I mean, playoff Jimmy's not. Father time beats everybody unless you're LeBron, apparently. And how many years can playoff Jimmy be playoff Jimmy, right? Like how long can we continue to not give zero cares about the regular season and then just all of a sudden flip the switch? You know what I mean?
Right. And I think one issue too with this matchup, let's say the Heat do win and they play the Bucks, Jimmy makes a killing in the mid range and at the rim and stuff. Well, you have Giannis, you have Brook Lopez, you have Drew Holiday. You have so many good defenders they can throw at him that maybe one game, but I don't even know if the Heat could win. Yeah, maybe one game if other guys are hitting threes and if Jimmy like can get like 20 to 25. But I don't think they even stand a chance.
It's like
time
when
to
he
blow it up.
it's like when he gets hot, he might just hit a bunch of tough shots one
Right.
night. Yeah. All right, I think we're ready for a wheel spin. Matt, pull it up if you got it. If you're on IG, we are going to spin the wheel for a NBA Shop gift card on YouTube. Matt, I see the names, but I do not see the wheel. Hey, there we go. This is a thick wheel. All right. Before we go, as per tradition, we all have to make our picks. Jared, who you got to win?
My guy Miguel, you already know.
Miguel Carter, who you
Lakers
got to win?
Nation.
I saw my boy Buckets in there, but I can't pass up on David the Cool Kid. That's got to be my pick.
David the Cool Kid. All right, Mason, who you got?
I'm taking my boy Colin P. I assume that's Colin Pettigrew. Taking my boy.
All right, and I am taking
no chill.
Julio R. Just because it rolls off the tongue, guys. Julio R. All right, Matt, spin that wheel.
Come on, Colin.
It's a big one. Ooh, this was a good
Yeah,
name. Okay,
dang.
Colin!
Oh my God!
Dang!
Oh,
Colin.
what?
Oh, Mason.
Okay.
Mason's got the hot hand on his first day on the pod.
Dude, that's nuts.
Woo!
Respect.
Mason,
Wow.
that was an impressive bit of guessing there. All right, Colin P. Here's what you do. You email triplecrosspodcast@gmail.com. Tell the person there, her name is Megan. Tell her that you won a $25 NBA Shop gift card on episode number 55. That's what we got going. If your name was not on the wheel, if you're watching on YouTube and your name was not on the wheel, or if you're watching on Instagram and you don't know if your name was on the wheel, here's how it works. You got to hit the like button. You got to hit the subscribe button. You got to hit the bell for notifications. And then you got to get in the chat, because if you don't get in the chat, then we don't know you're here, right? We can't just lurk on you. We can't just creep on you.
Or we can.
I mean, we can, but just not digitally.
Right,
Only in real life.
right.
Only in real life.
Sorry.
Okay, what else we got here? So here's final one more thought I wanted to throw in on Hawks Heat was, to me, and it's so easy to say this in hindsight. And you were just kind of like really telling me how awesome Eric Spoelstra is before we started the podcast. But here's what I saw as like a Jazz fan in this Hawks Heat game. I'm like, the Hawks look like a Quinn Snyder coach team, like a team that is, they're like, okay, look, we might lose, but it's not going to be for lack of effort. Like, we're going to grind and we're going to whether that means we clean the glass or if the shots aren't going, whatever, we go get those offensive rebounds. Like, we're going to grind. They look like a Quinn Snyder coach team. And I mean, I guess maybe I'm a little biased towards Spoelstra or whatever, but like, I think sometimes if there is a criticism I have of Eric Spoelstra, it's that I don't see a lot of that like grittiness from Eric Spoelstra coach teams. A lot talented, good basketball mind, like he draws up good stuff, but I don't see a lot of that like grittiness as much as I do from Quinn Snyder teams. But I don't know, feel free to agree with me, disagree with me. Feel free to agree with me. If you disagree, just shut up. No.
So I'll just play devil's advocate for a second, because I don't take anything against Quinn. I agree. Here's the thing though, like for example, and I know they had uber amounts of talent, but take the Heat in like 2012, 2013. When they went on like that 27 game win streak, they were like one of the most tenacious defensive teams. The thing is, and shout out to whoever wrote that article in The Athletic about Spoelstra, his fire after they lost the 2011 finals, he was literally up the whole night. He took all the blame. See, the media didn't see this. LeBron took a lot of the blame, which some of it rightfully so, but Spoelstra like revamped the whole offense, all of the schemes, and like even optional workouts. It talks about how he would get in there and get on guys to compete with themselves. I love Spoelstra's fire. I think part of it, maybe part of it is leadership, but I think the biggest thing is player personnel. At the end of the day, you can write up schemes, but the way Jimmy Buckets came in and the way Bam came in and how lazy, I mean, that's hard. I think that's personal, and maybe a coach can help fire that up. But I don't know if I'd say this is Spoelstra's fault. I just think it's a time, kind of like Quinn with the Jazz. It's time to blow it up in Miami and get Spoelstra a new team, a new fit. Yeah. Just because it's not working out. That's, yeah.
Well, some comments here. Briggs Schofield, too bad that kind of coaching gets you nowhere in the postseason. I'm assuming he's talking about Quinn Snyder. Hey, it can
Oh,
get you
yeah.
to the second round.
Shout out to Brig.
It can get you to the second round, okay?
I have a comment on Spo talking about. I will say in the Heatles, the big three, they had not the greatest players overperforming. Like Shane Battier was out there locking up and making threes. So I just think that this current Heat team is not all that talented. Like that's kind of the problem. So I can't really blame Spoelstra. I think he's a fine coach. I think it's just that the Heat are really bad.
I didn't say he wasn't a good coach. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I just think like
No, I'm just kind of.
I don't think he's like a. Yeah, I don't think he's like a gritty coach. That's not how I would describe him. I think I would describe Quinn as like a relatively gritty coach. Not the grittiest. I mean, he's no Tibbs, but
He got pretty gritty with Jimmy when they yelled at each other this year.
Yeah.
They got pretty into it.
Carter,
I don't know if I can
thoughts?
call Quinn Snyder a gritty coach either, though. They weren't contesting threes last postseason. Donovan Mitchell was out there.
I mean, the Jazz. We've talked about this before. Rudy's gotten billed as this bad perimeter defender. The Jazz perimeter defense was particularly bad, like real bad.
Yes.
And I think Donovan's gotten better. I think since being in Cleveland, like I and you guys probably feel this way about Lauri Markkanen as Cavaliers fans. Like, I look at Donovan now and I'm like, where was this guy? Who's this? Who is this guy? Like, what were you doing in Utah? Because it wasn't this. You guys probably feel the same way about Markkanen, but yeah, I think he's gotten a ton better in the offseason. Yeah, I mean, Briggs, good point. Write a Disney movie about him, but they're going nowhere in the postseason. All right, fine. Let's not act like they were more inspired just because of their coach, so they won. I mean, I think that's what a coach can like drive a one win. Like, I mean, they're not going to get through a series with the Celtics. I mean, what do you think they even pull a game off Boston?
Who, Miami?
Yeah, no, Atlanta.
Atlanta. Maybe one game if Trae goes off. Maybe one. Mason, Carter, you give him even one game. You give him even one against Boston.
Celtics.
I'll give him one because Tatum's bound to have a horrible game at least once. He does that a lot.
All right. So another rumor that just hit basically yesterday while they were playing was, I think it was The Athletic who broke it, that they're looking to shop Trae Young in the offseason. So let's play fake or real. Which is a game I just now came up with, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's where we all decide if we think it's fake or real.
Can you explain this one in depth detail to me? I'm not sure how.
So what you'll do is you'll analyze all the angles, really just think through every argument that could possibly be made, and then decide whether you think it's fake or real, and weight each on a 4-dimensional score. You can choose the dimensions. I'm just kidding. Just decide whether you think it's fake. Carter, so you think fake. You just said fake, so go ahead.
Well, if you want me to think about it that hard, I think it just means Trae Young to the Lakers is the obvious outcome because that's what the story is going to be now. But no, I'm not buying that Trae's asking for a trade mid playoff.
Oh, I don't think
run.
he's asking. I think the rumor is that they're going to shop.
Oh,
that he's asking. Yeah,
I might buy that even less. I don't know why they would do that.
Why would do you don't know why they would shop him, or you don't know why they would leak it during their play-in game?
I don't.
I guess
know
it was
why
probably
they
up
would
to the
shop
Athletic.
Trae Young. I think that would just set them back.
Okay. Mason. Well, yeah, I would set him back, but Mason, real or fake?
Got to be fake. If Atlanta is shopping Trae Young, they need somebody new in the front office. That is a generational offensive talent, and you're not going to hit that well again at pick number 3. I guess
you guys think things about Trae Young that I certainly do not think about Trae Young. Jared, real or fake?
I think that there's elements they might entertain the idea, but here's the thing: I don't think it's going to happen, and here's why. If Rudy Gobert could go for what he's worth, and that's kind of screwed up a lot of trades in the NBA. Trae Young is a much better player. I think we all can agree than Rudy, even though it's hard to compare guards.
Right?
And bigs.
Yeah.
What are they going to give? What team's going to give up a package like that? As good as Trae Young is, I don't think they're going to get a package that they deem worthy of him. And at the same rate, they really do have a good core. Now that they have Quinn Snyder, things, give him a year to actually put things together. This year's been a crazy year. I think you stick with him, and I don't think they're actually going to trade him.
Okay, all you guys said fake, so I'll go counterculture here. And the whole comment in chat is saying fake, so I'll be the villain. That's fine. I'll say that this is real. And this was actually the point that they made that I think I'm like, oh, I could buy this, is that when Quinn Snyder got hired in his contract, he actually wrote in a lot of like he has a lot of say in what they do with personnel and stuff like that. And to me, I do think that Trae Young does kind of seem like a guy who's like maybe not really a Quinn Snyder fit. So generational offensive talent. I'll say this: Trae Young's a very good passer and he's a very good scorer, but he's like bad at everything else. Like he turns the ball over. He's not got like a great attitude. His shot selection is, I don't think you could call it I don't think you could call it good. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody thinks that he should be pulling up from the logo when he shoots like 15% from out there. I don't know, but he's not this like 3-point shooter and logo threat that like everyone has thought he was, or at least he hasn't been this year. So, I mean, I think that if you can get him to understand that he's not Steph Curry and to like almost make him a little more humble. If you could take Trae Young and make him like half as arrogant and like put like 50% more humility into Trae Young, then I think he'd be a great player. Then I think like you keep him. I don't know if Quinn Snyder would want to do that, or if he'd just be like, nah, let's just move on. So yeah, I'll say it's real. I would say so. Somebody in the chat said the rumor said that they would be open to trading him, which I'm like, that is, of course they're open to it. I mean, it's like anyone's open to trading anyone, right? Like, well, what are you thinking, right?
Right.
That said, I get it that it would be hard to put together a package for him, especially with what they gave up for DeJounte Murray and stuff like that. But I don't know. You could re-grab a lot of those assets if Quinn wants to rebuild and he doesn't want to continue to build around Trae Young.
Right.
Anybody have like a strong rebuttal that they just feel so strongly in their heart they can't hold in?
If Atlanta picks Quinn Snyder over Trae Young, send them to the G League.
Right. I think that's what they did.
If Trae Young isn't a Quinn Snyder fit, that's not real. Quinn Snyder would not be a Trae Young fit.
Would that be the third coach? How many coaches you gonna let this guy behead?
We're not counting Lloyd Pierce.
How many?
Well, okay, fine.
All right, so you're gonna let him?
Nate
how
McMillan?
Many coaches you gonna let him behead with what first round exit? He's been to the Eastern Conference Finals once. How many times does he have to play into the playoffs and lose in the first round before you're like, maybe this guy's not so good?
Okay, well, if that's your opinion, do you think that way on Luka? Because Luka's been through some head coaches.
This is what we're already talking about with Luka too. Is like, do we rebuild around him? Do we know? Like, this is like we have a lot of recency bias. I agree, and I do think that Luka is a better player than Trae Young. But like Luka's catching this same kind of heat. I just happen to eye test think Trae Young is worse than Luka. Do you not?
1,000%. But
yeah,
right.
Okay.
But
yeah.
So
don't
at the end of the day,
argue that.
Trae Young is a top 5 playmaker in the NBA. He's a fantastic shooter who has struggled to shoot the ball this year, but I blame that partially on he's got to learn how to play with a secondary ball handler as talented as DeJounte, who's also struggled this year. So I don't know. I don't think that it makes any sense to shop Trae Young unless you're getting like obviously the unrealistic offer. But I don't know. I think that Trae Young should be locked into Atlanta and Atlanta should be locked into Trae Young.
Right. And I think another thing,
you just said maybe it's time to burn it down in Atlanta.
I said in Miami.
Oh, in Miami.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's the thing. Why?
What are those other Southeast teams?
Yeah. Why would you hire Quinn Snyder midseason to rebuild? I don't think they don't hire Quinn to rebuild. So I don't think it makes sense to trade Trae at this point and try to do a whole rebuild because it's like, why would you hire a great coach like that? I mean, I guess to build culture, but yeah, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked if they move off of Trae Young. If they trade,
if they trade Trae Young, I will be surprised. I don't think that they'll trade him. But if you ask me, like, are they going to be behind closed doors, be talking to teams and be shopping him and be like maybe fairly seriously seeing like what they could get for him? Yeah, I just don't think they'll end up getting what they want for him, and so they won't trade him. But yeah, no, I do think that Atlanta's like, man, if we could get the right thing for this guy, like we could have a really good core to build around. I mean, and Trae Young, I mean, look, he's young, no pun intended, but so like maybe he will get more humility as he ages. But yeah, I don't know. All right, let's do another wheel spin and let's get into some playoff matchups. Brandon says, I don't know if you've got my back on this Trae Young thing or not, but he says there are desperate teams out there. Blazers, Mavs, at least a real desperate. I mean, Trae Young to the Mavs would just be an awful move. And also to the Lakers is a weird move too, because I think they want to make a play on Kyrie, right?
Right.
Yeah, probably.
Brig brought up, what about Kyrie for Trae?
Kyrie for
That's an
Trae.
interesting. Wow.
just a. I don't
'Cause
feel like
Kyrie
that's like
does
an
want
across
out,
the
but-
board trade. You know what I mean? Like, what are we even doing here?
I don't know though, because now that Kyrie's a free agent, I don't know if that would work. Because he's unrestricted, I believe, this summer, right?
All right, I think we have a
I don't
poll
know.
for the YouTube chat.
Okay.
IG, sorry if we're ignoring you guys a little
I like
bit. We got so much going on IG and YouTube. Weigh in, tell us what you think. Trae Young trade, real or fake, or head over to the YouTube and answer the poll. Meantime, we are going to give away another NBA Shop gift card. Just a quick before we spin this, just a quick to remind you how this works. You got to like the video. Every 10 likes, we give away an NBA Shop gift card. I'm going to stick with my man. Who did I say before? Julio R or something like that. I'm gonna stick with him. Mason, you got to make a new pick because you picked it right.
I'm going with Ma Durant. It's a parade inside my city. Yeah.
I'll take bucket center then.
Jared, who you got?
Trying to see, dude. I'm blind. We're gonna go with J. Mitch. I don't know.
Mitch.
J. Mitch.
All
Yeah,
right,
feeling-
Matt, spin that wheel.
Come on, Ma Durant.
The fact that you actually got one off of a wheel with this many
That's
people is
wild.
insane.
Ooh,
Boogie's World.
Boogie.
Supposed to
Boogie's
take one for the
World!
kid.
Hey, I knew Boogie watched this.
Yeah.
I knew Boogie watched this show. I think I've actually picked Boogie's World before to win, so we'll just chalk that up as a
Wow.
W in the John column.
Mickey Mouse win.
All right, Boogie's World. Here's how it works. You have to email triplecrosspodcast@gmail.com and tell them that you won a $25 NBA Shop gift card on episode number 55. Boogie's World, right there in the chat. Congrats, dude. Trae can't beat the Trae. Oh, hold up. Boogie's World. I don't know if this was a typo, Boogie's World, but Boogie's World says Trae can beat the Celtics.
Maybe take back that.
Maybe. Ooh.
Take back that
Sure,
giveaway.
Not sure if you're in that $25
Just
gift
kidding.
card guy.
I disagree,
No.
but at least he respects
Wow.
Trae Young for the talent he is.
I mean,
I'm
gonna
live in Atlanta.
I'm gonna guess that he doesn't think Atlanta's looking to shop Trae. All right, so let's talk about the rest of the play-in, or let's talk about these two series here. Lakers-Grizzlies we talked about already. Hawks-Celtics we talked about already. Let's talk about other playoff series. I just want to know which ones you guys are most excited to watch. Okay, so only one of you guys can choose the Cavs series. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who gets to go first here? Carter, you have
I'm
seniority.
really excited about another series.
All right, I'll take
Carter,
the
you have
Cavs
seniority.
next series. I'm most excited for that one.
Cavs next series. What are you looking for? What do you think will happen? Break it down for us. You can't just tell us that. This is a podcast. We got to talk for a minute.
I put up story polls for every single series, and like 85% of my followers picked the Cavs, and I think that's like they're overrating
there's
them a
probably
bit.
some
I would,
homerdom.
if I got to like pick the percentages, I go like 65-35. The Knicks are they're a really good team. The Cavs are obviously favored, but I think it goes 6 or 7 for sure. I'm also just excited to see the Cavs in the playoffs without LeBron for the first time since I was born. I would imagine. I mean, LeBron got drafted in 03. I was born in 02, so 100% that.
Good
But,
night. You were born in 02. Okay. All right, Mason, what do you got? What are you excited to watch here?
Clippers and Suns. I'm
Dude,
very.
you kind of
excited.
stole mine. I'm kind of bummed I let you go first now because I felt like that was a sleeper. Like no one else was. Go ahead.
I'm incredibly excited to watch Russell Westbrook and the Clippers upset Kevin Durant and the powerhouse Suns.
Ooh,
That is-
Oh my
he's got the
word.
hot take.
Oh,
Um,
please.
That is a
it's a
icy take.
and the only
All right, let him cook.
the only reasoning I have for it and the only reasoning I need for it is Clippers are a bunch of dogs and the Suns are not dogs at all. So give me the mentality of the Clippers. I think they're gonna beat them up. They're gonna be close games. It's gonna be hard to get a single bucket against them. And I think that the Clippers extend the series and the Suns just lose it mentally, like we've seen them repeatedly do.
Okay, so do you think that we're gonna see all Clippers players healthy or playing every game in the series?
No, Paul George will probably not play the entire series. I would think that just Westbrook and Kawhi, and even though they're severely out-talented, I think that they have enough and that they can beat the Suns.
They a bunch of
In
dogs.
Russ we trust.
Maybe that
They bunch of
paper tap will
dogs.
finally show through.
I like that.
They so here I also like this one. I'll pick a different one. I also like this one because I have said all season, and I don't know if I believe this as much now, but I still kind of do with their core two guys, that there's one team in the West and one team in the East, and the team in the East got broken up. It was the Nets. But so there's one team left essentially that I'm like, when that team is playing its absolute best basketball, bring what you got. They can beat you. And it's the Clippers. When the Clippers are playing their best ball, which they just do it so rarely, that it's like kind of hard to believe in them. But like, again, eye test. When you're watching the Clippers like really cook, it's like, I don't think anybody can beat these guys. So if they can really cook for a whole series, then maybe. That said, I don't think the Suns' identity as not dogs or as guys who are a little softer or whatever, I think their whole identity and their whole team dynamic is different. You think you plug Kevin Durant into any team, your identity is changed inherently.
Right.
Jared, what you excited about?
Wow. So I'm going to choose a series. You probably all think I'm going to choose Lakers-Grizzlies because I am excited about that. But I'm actually stoked about the Warriors-Kings series. And here's why. I do think the Warriors are going to win. But here's the thing. Sacramento, they haven't been to the playoffs since I was in kindergarten. Their fans are waiting. I saw a stat that it was like upper bowls for their worst seats are like 600 something or a few $100. Where other, arenas, it's like, 50s or whatever. So there's going to be energy there. And it's the best offense this season versus, the Warriors, arguably the greatest offense all time. So it's just going to be an offensive powerhouse showcase. I'm not sure if Wiggins is back or not yet. Whether he is or not, I still think the Warriors will win. But it's going to be fun. I can't wait. You have youth against experience. And it's 30 minutes, an hour from each other. It's all up in Northern California. And so you're going to have fans traveling well. And yeah, I'm excited for that series. Even though the Kings did my boy Jimmer dirty, they've had rough years throughout. I mean, the last 20 years, they've been awful. I still think they're going to give them a good series. I think they're going to give them 6 or 7.
You think they're going to give them 6 or 7? You think the Warriors will win?
I think Warriors will win. Yeah.
And then you have the Warriors losing to the Lakers in the second round, I imagine.
Honestly, if Wiggins is back, I think the Warriors are going to probably beat the Lakers.
I think the Warriors might take the West.
I think the Warriors are going to take the West if Wiggins is healthy. Or Phoenix.
So and I waffled a ton on Phoenix and Denver in the second round.
Yeah.
Because I think Denver might be able to beat Phoenix.
Right.
All right. Everybody picked a Western series, so I kind of want to pick one in the East. I mean, I guess we picked one in the East. None of the okay. So honorable mention to Sixers Nets. Because I want to see more Mikal Bridges. Did you see he played like 10 seconds of their last game?
Yeah.
4 seconds.
83 games.
Was it 4 seconds?
It was exactly 4 seconds.
He played 83 games this season, and he's played, 392 consecutive or something like that?
He hasn't
it's a lot.
Game, I don't think.
I'm like, props to this guy, man. Like, I hope he never starts load managing now that he's a star. But yeah, I'm excited to see what basically the Brooklyn Mikal Bridges can do against Philly. A Philly team that's like,
they're good.
They're firing. Yeah. But since you didn't say it, I'll say Lakers Grizzlies I am excited for because it's like, it's pretty rare that you see a 7-2 matchup that you're like, ooh, like, I don't know who's going to win this. Other reason I'm excited for it is Dylan Brooks. I'm ready for the Dylan Brooks fits, man. Boy. Ready for the Dylan Brooks outfits. Here, I'll show. I just Googled Dylan Brooks outfit. And here's what I got. You guys ready? You guys ready for the Dylan Brooks outfit? Google images. So we got this one. This one was a classic. That was a classic Dylan Brooks fit. This one was the one that he just wore this last game.
Wow.
He's
pimp named Slickback.
Yeah, he's going for those Cat Stevens like Midwest pimp vibes. That's like just a super tight tank, like real tight.
Wow.
It's real tight. Yeah, no,
almost as nice as Kuzma's fits.
I mean, dude, I think Kuzma's got Dylan Brooks, man.
Kuzma's got him beat.
I think Kuzma's got him beat. So I'm ready for some Dylan Brooks fits, and because in my opinion, we're only going to get one round of them. Ooh, spicy. All right, we ready for another wheel spin, boys?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to assume Casey. I haven't been watching the private chat. I'm going to assume we have, how many wheel spins do we owe at this point? How many NBA shop gift cards do we owe at this point? Casey put it in the chat. And then Matt, I'm gonna switch up my pick here, and I'm gonna go away from Julio R. I'm gonna move off Julio R, and I'm gonna go to 336 Legend just because I like that name. Where are you going, Jared?
So I didn't realize my boy. I think Nate Webb is in. I don't see it on the wheel, but I think he's in the.
You guys are picking people you know in real life.
I am now. I didn't before. It's gonna be my boy
This is
Nate
collusion,
Webb or Briggs Schofield. If either of those two
corruption
are
at
in
its
there.
finest.
One of those two is winning.
Carter.
I'm picking
You're not
Chet
throwing the
Beasley.
wheel.
I joined his Madden franchise one time, and he got my butt kicked.
All right. And Mason.
I'll double down on Ma Durant since I'm the only one that has the Grizzlies winning.
Ma Durant. Let's go. All right, Matt, spin that wheel. Ooh, how did we miss this name? What is even? High unto the Kim. High unto the Kim. What?
That's name.
Jared's losing.
I'm
his.
switching my Twitter handle right now.
High unto the Kim. Email triplecrosspodcast@gmail.com. Tell them you won a $25 gift card on episode 55. So Casey is saying we have one more spin after this, and then we're going to do an exclusive playback giveaway. So I think somewhere there should be a pinned comment. And you can join us on playback.tv/triplecrosspodcast. The podcast is actually streaming there right now. So if you want to just go watch there instead of YouTube, you totally can. If you want to go watch there instead of Instagram, you totally can. We're going to do a Playback users exclusive giveaway. We're trying to get more people on Playback. So the deal on Playback is that like we can do like watch parties like you see people do on YouTube, but we can actually like show the game. We can't stream it illegally. They have to connect their stuff or whatever, but it's a super cool platform. So playback.tv/triplecrosspodcast, as Casey, the backstage producer, just put into the shown comment there. The link is in the description. So just go over there and sign in. You can just watch the podcast there while you're waiting. Okay, so we'll talk one more. We'll have one more little topic of conversation here, and then we'll do one more spin. Then we'll do a jersey winner announcement, and then we'll go to playback. Man, lots to think about. All right, where are we at on Raps Bulls? Anybody got it? Anybody got that live score?
The Raptors are beating the crap out of them. It's 77-61, late third.
Tell me, Mason, tell me how that makes you feel.
Both
How do you
teams
feel
want to
inside?
lose this game.
You think they'd rather be...
Both teams want their chance at their pick back, or I guess the Raptors keep theirs regardless. But the Bulls want their chance at the pick back. Raptors want their pick too.
You don't think either of them want that Milwaukee smoke in the first round?
Nobody wants to play Giannis in the first round and lose by 25 every game.
I think the Raptors might.
I feel like
the Raptors
I get
might.
that vibe too. It's like, oh, we'll just
I
build
get-
a Giannis wall again. It'll go perfectly fine, and then it won't. They'll lose in 4, but they probably don't think that.
No, I like think, and I think Nick Nurse is like fighting for his job. I've heard from Raptors fans, or maybe it was Locked On Raptors or something like that, shouting out other pods on this pod, which is not what you're supposed to do. But that like they're maybe looking to move away from Nick Nurse. I don't know. Thoughts on that, Jared?
I've heard he's one of the Rockets' new candidates, which I don't know why he'd want to go to the Rockets.
Is he like a good young player?
But Nick Nurse, yeah, he's had a lot of success. He's been a coach of the year. I think it
Like
hits a
for
point-
but they were a little more established when they got Nick Nurse, weren't they?
right. They had they at least had. Did they have Kyle Lowry already?
They had the DeMar and Kyle Lowry combo, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they
Dwayne Casey won Coach of the Year, and then they fired him and hired Nick Nurse.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
right.
Yeah. Okay, that's right.
Weird move, Raptors.
Really weird.
I mean,
But
look,
Nick Nurse won a ring
hey,
with them.
they want a ring. You can't, right? You're not allowed to criticize teams that where it went right.
Right.
I guess, but yeah, no, I don't know. Nick Nurse with the Rockets, that doesn't seem to fit to me.
Yeah, I just don't like.
I
any
feel like
coach
the
going to
Rockets- Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Just throw Jason
Any good
Kidd to the
coach.
Rockets just because it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Just because it'll be fun to see
Throw
what
him into
happens.
the fire.
If I were Nurse, I'd just want to move on though from the Raptors, just because I feel like after so long, if a team
The
is
relationship's getting stale.
rebuilding, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Maybe just no loyalty right there. I'm a LeBron fan, so
How does the Bull? So like it's looking right now like a Raptors Heat. showdown for the 8 seed. Carter, thoughts? You think it's going to be Raptors? You think it's going to be Heat?
I think that if you get 2 games of Jimmy Butler, one of them will be playoff Jimmy Butler. So I'll go Miami. He'll turn it around.
1 out of 2 games he'll play good.
Yeah.
All right. Mason, you think the same thing? Heat over Raptors?
I want to say Heat, but also at the same time, the Raptors love their 5-guy rotations where they're all like 6'8" or taller. And that would make it hard on Jimmy Butler, who loves to eat in the mid-range and in the paint. So I actually think the Raptors might beat him.
So I think I love the Raptors. So I just have so much Raptors bias. Like I honestly think I might have more affinity just toward the Raptors than any other team in the East.
Wow.
I will, because it's like I watched the Vince Carter days, like
right.
So it's like I just like have this. There's just like this nostalgia, and like those finals where they beat. Like I was on the Raptor train from like round 1. Like when they traded for Kawhi, I was like, dude, these guys might be able to beat the Warriors. And I don't know if they would have had the Warriors not been injury riddled, but like I was just like on board. And I love Fred VanVleet. I love that he was like this like lesser known guy, undrafted player, right? Was he undrafted?
Kyle Lowry?
No, Fred VanVleet.
Oh.
So
I think so.
I think he was undrafted.
I think
yeah.
so.
And that he's like a stud now. Like, so I love everything about him. I like Nick Nurse. So I have this like Raptors bias where I want to pick them, but yeah. And I also have like an anti-Heat bias too. End of the day though, I don't think that the Raptors are better than the Heat. Yeah, I don't think they can beat them. Selfishly, I would love them to. But that's just me. What do you think? You think the Raptors can pull one out against the Bulls, and then pull one out against... I don't think you have to pull one out against the Bulls.
Yeah,
honestly.
no.
I think you can just beat the Bulls. Just show up.
Yeah. Well, like Mason said, who's tanking harder right now? That's what it really comes down to. But
the Raptors don't seem
yeah,
to be. They don't know how to tank.
It's true. I think at the end of the day, we're talking coaches. Nurse versus Spo. I'm going to go Spo and playoff Jimmy, as Carter said.
So, Spo and old Jimmy Buckets.
He's going to show up. And again, it's like Charles Barkley said, it really doesn't matter. Whoever wins, this is just going to get clapped.
Just go get clapped by that Bucks,
but it's like, well, I think the Heat are going to win.
All right, so then let's go Pels and Thunder. Who you got there, Jared?
Say that again for Pels versus Thunder.
Pels Thunder.
Pels all the way. Brandon Ingram, the last month he was playing like a top 10 player in the league easily. I think he's going to go off for 35 to 40, beat the Thunder.
Okay. Mason, Pels Thunder.
Everybody's on board of the Thunder train, and I love the Thunder, but the Pelicans are going to win this game.
Carter?
I do have the Thunder, but I don't want to be on part of everyone on the Thunder train because on my playoff predictions collab, I was in the minority, and they're a 5-point underdog. So I'm claiming my upset pick for the Thunder.
Yes. I mean, I think fly Pels. You know, I love when the Pels are like really flying and doing their thing. What do I actually think will happen? I actually kind of think the Thunder will win, if I'm being honest with myself. But I'm cheering for the Pels. I want the Pels to win. Do you think it's the same kind of thing here though, where it's like whoever grabs this West 8 seed is just going to go down on 4 to Denver? Jared,
I think if the Pels win, the Pels can give Denver 5, maybe 6.
I think that's why I want the Pels to win, because if they then all get all the way healthy, then it's like, then we might actually see like a kind of a fun 8-1 matchup. Whereas I think we've seen what we can see from the Thunder. I don't think they have like another gear. You know what I mean? It's not like they've been playing with their switch off.
Right. I just wish we had Zion. If we had a healthy Zion, it would be a whole different story.
He's been close to return, not close.
He's been playing
like, timetable soon, forever. So
he's been playing 1-on-1 and then 2-on-2, and then he's been playing 3-on-3 and then 4 and he's just working his way up.
He's been 2 weeks away for 8 weeks.
Yeah. Dude, you remember actually
next year? It's always next year.
Who was it? It's the dude who was super good in the bubble and is on the Nets now, and his name is
TJ Warren.
Skipping me, yeah, but he's not on the.
He's on the Suns now.
He's on the
Suns now. TJ Warren was like that. He was like a month away or 2 weeks away for like multiple years, like more than a season. So
he's even hurt again.
Zion's...
I don't know if he's good for the playoffs now, but
they're like, okay, the bubble, we've forgotten it at this point. Like we don't have any more faith.
I think
Zion
that for a good series there is probably if not Zion, a healthy Timberwolves just getting it done. Bring back Gobert if they can.
Right.
A healthy Timberwolves is probably
again.
the best hope for a good series. Do you think that the Timberwolves will win that? Like, do you whoever
Do
they
I think
come
they
up
will?
with?
No, I think they could if they like are just insane, but I probably
I
go
think if they
Nuggets
could
in 5 or
scrap out
6.
Yeah, I think they could. No, I mean, do you think that they'll win the 8th seed? That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah, they probably at home.
You do? Oh, okay.
Bring Gobert
Yeah.
back and then not throw hands. Should be able to win.
I mean, maybe throwing hands is the key. I don't know.
But
Get him
Jaden already
cooked.
threw
Get him-
his.
Get him fired up. What'd you say?
I said too bad Jaden already threw his.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
brutal.
Wow.
That's true. 2 punches and extreme repercussions for the Timberwolves.
Right.
Yeah, I would love to see a Timberwolves. I won't lie. I want to see the Pelicans. And
Same.
I'll just go full bias here. Let's go Pelicans. I
Pels.
want them to get all the way into that 8 seed so that I can watch them lose in 5. All right, let's do another NBA shop gift card, and then let's announce our NBA jersey giveaway winner. All right, any new picks? Or you guys just sticking with your picks here? I'm gonna stick with 336 Legend. I don't know what 336
I'm gonna
means,
go with
but
CC
Stick with
Gates.
who?
CC Gates, but it's
CC
spelled
Gates.
SEESEE.
Oh yeah, I think I've picked them before because I thought that same thing.
Ah.
Like, that's interesting. Mason, what you think?
I'm switching up to J Money this time. Bring
J
the
Money.
J
All right.
Money.
J Money
DJ
is
Money?
that'd be a great rapper name for me. I
Yeah.
think, you know,
I like
for my
it.
rap album I'm about to drop.
Dude, heck yeah.
Y'all be ready for the debut EP.
Yeah.
On
And
SoundCloud.
you're going with
Follow him.
you're
Nate and Brigg, my boys.
yeah. All right. Well, so Jared's sticking with the collusion. Okay. Matt, spin that
2
wheel
picks
for us.
gotta be illegal.
Oh yeah. But I love him equally. I can't.
King
Ooh,
Ferris.
that's a good name. King Ferris.
9904. Can't forget the 9904.
Yeah, 0 through 9903 were all taken. So
Love that. I love that bit.
King Ferris 9904.
We spent
That's
8
so
hours
high.
testing different names.
Mason
That's
Luke
so
does that
high.
in
Why
COD
did he go?
lobbies. Asking if the rest of the names were taken.
That's great.
Why did he go so high with it? Okay, King Ferris 9904. You gotta email triple. You gotta
Maybe
email
he's a
Triple Cross
99
Podcast.
baby, but he got married in 04 or something.
Oh, dude, that's good.
He got married when he's 15 years, when he was
5
5 years
years
old.
old.
The
Yeah.
4th month in '99.
That he was born in April of 1999.
Yes.
In which case, happy birth month, King Ferris. Email triplecrosspodcast@gmail.com to claim your
explain.
Oh,
to be I wish he was in the chat so he could tell us what happened. To claim your gift card, tell the person triplecrosspodcast@gmail.com, tell them you won a $25 NBA shop gift card on episode number 55, and also tell them why your name is King Ferris 9904. We're very curious. It's a mystery that must be solved.
yes.
Okay. Anybody else think so? Briggs, Schofield, anybody else think this Jared guy is really hot though? Is that your burner?
That's my boy.
That's your burner?
Shout out to Brig. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, it's on automated. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. It's Jared's burner over here.
Everybody's thinking it. He's the only one brave enough to say it.
No, I mean, look, Jared pulls. I can vouch. Jared pulls. Lorenzo just said Pelicans. So that's all. That's all we need to know about that. He thinks the Pelicans are going to win. They're going to grab that 8 seed. Lorenzo thinks if the Lakers don't win, I want Jazz next year. I mean, I want Jazz all the time, man, but it's looking like it might be a tough haul if you're here for a minute. Abby, one of our most faithful listeners. What's up, Abby? Good to have you here. She thinks Shea is going to go for 50.
He could. I wouldn't be
Also,
shocked.
Abby has shared before that she thinks Josh Giddey is hot. Or maybe it's her sister who thinks Josh Giddey's hot. I don't know. Somebody thinks Josh Giddey's hot. Probably more than one person.
Might be Brig.
Brig is really in on Jared and Josh Giddey both. All right, Casey, can we get a second text out for our NBA jersey giveaway? And while we're waiting, so we'll do the NBA jersey giveaway. I'll give you guys the details again in a second. So we are going to do a weekly jersey giveaway. There's a link in the description for that. Hit that after the show is over and get entered into the weekly jersey giveaway. I'm going to just announce a winner every week on the pod. I'm going to do it at least for the first round. Maybe I'll keep it going after that. We are going to do another $25 NBA shop gift card after this on Playback. So playback.tv/triplecross podcast while Casey's sending out that text. Let's do one round of crossing out or crossing up. Ooh. And you guys all ready though?
Just don't make me go first.
Oh my gosh! All right, Carter, you're up first.
I had my crossing out from pre-pod. It's not a bold take. It's just Miami. I mean, any hope that they would have gone far in the playoffs? Yeah, cross them out. That's gone. Crossing up, I haven't thought about it all. We'll go the Lakers. We'll be fun with the Lakers, and they're gonna win in the first round. There you go.
Love it, Carter.
Crossing up the Lakers. All right, Mason, are you ready now, or do you we need to come
ready.
back? Feel like a waiter over here. Like, are you ready to order? Or
I'm ready to order.
Okay.
Can I do an individual player? Or does it have to be a team?
Yeah, it can be. It literally could be anything. It doesn't even have to be basketball related. You could.
Oh, okay.
You could talk about. I don't know.
I am gonna stick with basketball. I'm gonna go D'Lo. I was very critical of him earlier in the season, as Carter knows, when he was on the Timberwolves, and he showed last night that his really poor shot taking is not there, and I don't think he's as great of a shooter as he gets hyped up to be. But crossing up, I'm going to go with the Cavs because we're going all the way. We're bringing banner number 2. Don't forget it. Cleveland runs the East. Let's go Cavs.
I love Cleveland. I think they could do big things in future years. But
I don't seriously think we'll – yeah, we want them now.
Yeah.
We got them now, and we got next.
Our time is now. But yeah, maybe next year when LeBron comes back to Cleveland, you guys will kill it. J-Bag.
All right, crossing out Rudy Gobert. Here's what I want to say to every single Jazz fan on this podcast who, and I know this was the majority of Jazz people last year who were vouching for Rudy over Donovan. All I can say is check the receipts now. Look at how well Donovan's doing. Look at Rudy now. Rudy is, dude, he's fizzled. We're one of the worst trades in NBA history that the T-Wolves are going to regret forever. So I guess we can say T-Wolves and Rudy. It's just all clumped in one, just crossing out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Crossing up, honestly, the Golden State Warriors. I think because they've had they've done really bad in their road games this year. And since they've had issues like that, people have just kind of forgot about them. But I mean, they're still the defending champions. They're incredible shooters with Poole, Thompson, Curry. You get Wiggins back. That's a good defensive player. And yeah, I think the Warriors are actually, if not the Lakers, the Warriors are going to the finals. So
yeah, I was going to cross them up too. So I have to think for a second now, but here's who I will cross out. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. So I see we're getting some people in here for the jersey giveaway winner announcement. We're going to do that in just a second. I'm going to cross out Zion. I think we're dangerously close to Greg Oden territory at this point. And like,
right.
And I mean, given when he's played, he has been better than Greg Oden when he played. They're both bigger too. They're both big.
Bigger and better.
They're both big. Yeah. I mean, Zion, it seems like a vicious cycle where it's like, hey, the dude needs to get into better shape or he's going to keep getting injured, but he can never play. So he can't get into better shape. And so then he's like always, chunky and hurt. And I feel like we're getting into dangerous territory here where he's like played in so many fewer games than he's not played in. And he's supposed to be this generational talent. But part of the reason he's a generational talent is because of his athleticism. And I'm like, okay, but if he's injured for the next 6 years and then he finally starts playing, then he's not going to be as athletic anymore. So I'm going to cross out Zion. I think that we're going to just see him. We're going to see a Greg Oden thing where he just sort of fades and we're going to kind of remain hopeful. And then it's never going to pan out. Calling it now. You heard it here first. And if it happens, I'm going to pull this clip back up. If it never happens, then you guys will forget about it after this.
We'll pull it back up.
No. Yeah. I mean, hey, if I've learned anything from Stephen A. Smith, it's that you basically don't ever have to be right. Did we go through everybody? Crossing up, everybody? No, I need to do my crossing up. I'm going to cross up Rudy because I kind of think Kyle Anderson is a D-bag. And so I'm anyone who punches Kyle Anderson, I'm pretty in on. He's got a real punchable sort of vibe, He's just like, he's kind of got a punchable face. And he was talking. Like, I mean, Kyle Anderson was, so I did the lip reading thing here at the beginning of this. Like, he was like, look, I mean, if you call a grown man a female dog word twice within like a few seconds of each other, especially if they're an NBA player. That seems to be a real triggering word for NBA players. Like you can't be that surprised that you got punched. So yeah, I'm going to cross him up, not because of his basketball play, but because, you know, I'm pretty much for anybody. I respect putting Kyle Anderson in his place because let's be honest, it's Kyle freaking Anderson. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we tiptoeing around this guy? All right, let's announce our jersey giveaway winner. So we're gonna, Casey, I hope you got something ready to go. We didn't communicate.
I'm here, John. Background producer Casey here, guys. I only talk for the really important stuff. We are going to do our jersey announcement winner reveal now. Before that, even more important, in our biggest poll of all time on the Triple Cross Podcast YouTube channel, Jared, half of the chat officially thinks you're hot, bro. Congratulations.
50%, 50-50.
Oh, geez.
Yep.
Jared's the heart.
They're probably all the Lakers fans. And
Jared's
everybody
the
else is
heartthrob. Jared's the heartthrob of the pod
Oh
over
my
here.
goodness.
It's mostly dudes in here too, so that's fun for you.
Yeah.
So grateful for all these dudes.
No,
the
I
love
mean,
from
Abby's
all
here.
around.
Shout out to the
There's
boys.
some other girls in here. I mean, for sure. So, okay. And real quick, before we announce the NBA jersey giveaway winner, join us on playback.tv/Triple Cross Podcast. And we're going to do one more giveaway after this. But without further ado, Casey, what do we got? Do we need to do like a drum roll or what do we need to do?
Yep. I need help from all you guys. Give us a little drum roll.
Are you ready for it now?
All right, everybody. The winner of the NBA jersey giveaway is Anthony Hedden. Congrats, Anthony.
That's a good one. Anthony Hedden. I think
Anthony.
I think this is our biggest giveaway ever. Anthony Hedden. Here's the deal. He might not be here because we don't make the winner of that giveaway be here. That's like our bigger giveaway. He might not be here. But if you are here, Anthony, congrats. Thank you for entering. Email triplecrosspodcast@gmail.com. Let them know. Let the email person that her name is Megan, let her know that you won the jersey on episode number 55. Everybody join us right now. Go over to go over to playback.tv/Triple Cross Podcast. We'll do one more giveaway there. Boys, thank you so much for being here. Mason, Carter, J-Bags.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
This is a good time. We'll do it.
Awesome.
We'll have to do it again sometime. Everybody let us know in the chat. You want Mason back? Everybody, Carter was a resounding yes. So if you want Mason back, let us know if you liked Mason. And J-Bags, we have to have you back. You're the hot one. You're the
50%.
You're the
The other
boy
50%
band.
are like, get out of here. Get a better looking guy.
You're the guy in the boy band group that's like, he can't really sing, but
yeah.
he's the looks.
We hate his takes, but
All right. And everybody, thank you for being here. If you are on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you get notifications. And if you are listening on an audio platform like Spotify or Apple Podcasts or something like that, join us on YouTube sometime. It's a good time. There's a pop and chat. There's live giveaways. But if you have to listen after the fact, if you're like a driving to work kind of listener, that's cool. Please rate and review the show. That helps us a lot. And if we get enough of that going, maybe I'll start doing some like audio exclusive giveaway type stuff. So let us know you're there by rating and reviewing the show. And then, then we'll get some stuff going for you audio only people. That's all we have today, guys. I don't think there's anything else I'm supposed to say. If there is, Casey's going to interrupt me. But if there's not, I'm just going to sign off and say thank you all for being here. We will see you next time. Peace. Go Lakers. Go.